Opulent Podcasts contains explicit content and is not suitable for children of any age. Opulent Podcasts is intended for mature audiences and entertainment purposes only. Hello, this is Opulent Podcasts for... I don't know when I'm going to air this, Phil, but I'm here with the special guest stand-up comedian, Phildo.
Rhymes with... Hello.
Phildo. Well, how you doing, my man? Hey, thanks for meeting up with me here, man.
Excellent.
So we're here at, where's this place? Twin Peaks?
Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks. Where it's,
Southern Park Drive.
Yeah, there you go.
Right on the corner, right on the price.
Damn, you should be a salesman. Dude, hey, we've been drinking shots. We've been having lunch.
But don't tell my old lady.
Does she doesn't...
She thinks I'm at church.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Dude, and...
Don't stand next to me in a lightning storm. I wouldn't recommend it.
I have my own stories, Phil. You know? So, where's Phil from, dude? Where are you from? Have you lived here all your life?
I was born and raised in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah.
We lived a few places when I was young, but I was born in Phoenix, left, came back, raised there. But I moved here when I was 20 years old. So that was a long time ago. So I've lived here 38 years. You do the math. So this is home.
Very cool. And how long have you been working at what you do? How long have you been doing stand-up comedy?
Well, that's not my job.
Oh, I know,
Okay.
but that's your passion.
Since 2007, which is 9 years now. I did my first open mic in 2003.
Cool.
But they were very sporadic until 2007 when I started doing it weekly at the Cincinnati Bar.
Damn.
So 9 years.
And
long answer to a short question.
And what made you slow down? What made you cut back on it?
Oh, you mean like recently?
Oh, no, not come back. But did you pursued it up to a certain point? Because you're freaking hilarious. I mean, I would feel like you would be able to pursue it more and more to where you're a traveling stand-up comedian.
Oh, as opposed to what I do now, which is this.
Sure, you have your own independent business.
But I'm in frequent comedy.
Right.
And I don't travel. Well, comedy's hard work, and I have a day job, and I'm middle-aged. So I never wanted to travel and hit the road doing comedy. When I started 9 years ago, I was 49 or so.
Nice.
I was 49.
Yeah.
And so my goal was to open at the comic strip for a week because I knew they hired locals to be the opener.
Cool.
And I didn't want to travel. Like I said, my wife was deathly afraid.
Dude,
I would
in
come
the
home
same
one
boat
day
as you are, dude.
She was deathly afraid I'd come home and say, "Honey, I got 6 shows in bumfuck Iowa.
Right.
I'll see you next week."
Right.
I'm taking the station wagon.
Right.
It pays $150 for the week. I think we'll be fine.
That's funny.
And she had a
point.
Well, a small concern. I don't think I was ever good, but I tend to get zealous when I do something new.
You're passionate. That's the thing. You're passionate.
And I did it every week at the Cincinnati Bar. I started in May, and from May to December, I missed 4 Wednesdays.
Really?
And there were sometimes I'd do more than one show a night. Mm-hmm. And it was the only comedy game in town, and I attacked it with vim and vigor.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I had a good run, and then I just I started getting a little too emotional about it. A couple things happened where I got bumped, and I took it a little too far, my anger and disappointment.
Oh, okay.
And so I kind of took a hiatus for about a year, and then when I came, when I started again, I had a new relaxed attitude towards it. I'm just going to go do comedy. I'm not going to get worked up over anything. I'm not going to talk about anybody. I'm just going to do comedy.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do it. I found that if I do it infrequently, to get back to your original question, I stay fresher doing it. And I'm not overexposed.
I see.
My material is not story It's one-liners, so it can become too repetitive.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So with me, I was worried about overexposure.
I see. Okay.
And then, of course, my day job, makes. If I go out and do comedy, I get home at 2 a.m, and I'm not worth a crap, for 3 days.
Okay.
And I'm self-employed, so I eat what I kill.
Yeah. Right.
I
Okay.
can't,
So that's important.
I can't. It's not a government job. No.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
No offense.
Right. Oh, to who?
I can't sit at my desk, with my feet up, or I don't eat.
Oh, that's terrible.
So
how do you get by every day?
It's not easy.
I work for the government, man. They'll take care of you.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my approach now. I like doing it in sparse intervals.
So okay, I see you, man. And
I tend to enjoy it more.
And now, when you started you had to come to a point where you have to say, all right, I'm doing too much of this. I need to attend my whether my responsibilities, whether it be your job or your life at home. Like, at what point was that? What made you recognize that you're spending too much time in comedy? What started suffering? I'm trying to get
my
to the
enjoyment.
nitty-gritty
No,
here.
my enjoyment of it. I started taking it too seriously.
And what's wrong with that?
Well, nothing. It's just for me, it was not right.
Okay.
It's not a job. Okay.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
All the comedians in town, or most, if not all,
Sure.
they want to make a career out of it, and
Right.
I respect that. And
I hear
you have to take it seriously, and you have to work at it a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. If I were young and it was a job or a career, I'm not sure I would enjoy it as much. Maybe I would, but it's a young man's profession, not an old man's profession. I'm an old man. I'm 58, and so I was taking it way too seriously, and it was taking the enjoyment out of it. I was not enjoying it anymore.
Okay, I hear what you're saying.
And so the way I'm doing it now, I really enjoy it.
You're already stabilized, and you already had set a life for yourself where you enjoy it. You're your own boss. You're successful. You're doing this. It's gratifying, but you know what? It's not. It isn't your livelihood.
That's right.
You
guys are trying out for the Yankees.
Well, actually,
I'm going to the Yankees fantasy camp. Okay.
I'm kind of where you are, Phil.
Okay, but the rest of the comedians,
sure,
they're trying out for the major league team. I'm going to the fantasy camp for old people. Okay.
And see, I'd like to get a shot like you did at the comic strip, where I'm thinking exactly like you are. I don't want to travel. I've got my kids. I've got my job here. I love El Paso. So I just want to do comedy for an actual comedic crowd. And I don't think, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying anything about the Coconuts crowd or anybody else's crowd, or even the Refried crowd, but El Paso people generally just tend to recognize the comedy as the only official comedic credentials. And if you
it's comedy club atmosphere is different.
Sure.
Yes.
And
it's the banana. It's the holy grail.
I would love to be able to perform I would like to be able to perform the comic strip consistently, and I don't have to travel. Just, hey, you don't have to pay me. Just let me get up there, get rid of my frustration. I'll make some people laugh, and then I'll go home.
It's not about the money. Yeah,
it's not about the money, exactly, and it's not about the traveling. I love what I'm doing. I'm established. I love my job, and so I also want to. So when you said that, it kind of hit home, and that's all I've been asking you. So how long? I'm like asking, like, if you're my dad, hey, dude, how long do you think I should keep doing this until? But that's what I'm wondering with it myself. It's like it's been 2.5 years. It's coming up to 2.5 years, and I'm thinking I need to consider whether am I going to hit this hard, or because I love my job and I love my kids, and I'm not running away from anything, basically. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so when I hear that you started the comic strip, I'm like, that's what I want to do.
Well, that was my goal. Most people are or should be goal oriented.
Sure, absolutely.
That was my goal. I achieved my goal. I've done 4 1-week gigs
so cool.
there, but the last one was 2011. It's been a while, or 2012.
Sure.
But I kept doing comedy despite that.
Cool, very nice.
So, I hit my goal, and that's kind of when I took a hiatus. I was like, I hit my goal. Do I take the next step? Do I pull back? What do I do next? And that's kind of that was one of my factors for taking a hiatus. And then I thought, I can do an occasional gig at an occasional bar, an occasional restaurant, and have a blast. And I can party with my comedian buddies, and I can tell people how great I am, and I get my head all swollen, all big. and I can party my you-know-what off.
And you can buy us drinks.
And I can buy every drinks. And you know, for a night, you're a rock star.
Exactly.
And that is fucking cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. Are we allowed to swear?
Oh yeah. Okay. Normally it's
why didn't you tell me that? Shit, I've been holding it in.
No, dude, you can swear. But I always give a censorship at the beginning of the podcast.
It's fun.
Yeah.
To the high you get from being on stage. I can't sleep till 2 or 3 in the morning, and that's doing 10 minutes. I can't imagine George Lopez doing an hour and a half. How long it takes him to come down?
I know.
The high, the adrenaline rush is incredible, and so
I hear you.
It's awesome. I'm the luckiest guy on the face of this earth.
Fuck yeah, dude. So, I'm also wondering, Phil, how do you advertise? How do you maintain your business and home style? How do you balance that? When do you say work is too much and I need to attend my personal things? How do you separate work from personal, business from pleasure?
Oh, it's I guess some of it's planned. That I'll say, well, I have a show in 2 weeks. If that's what you're asking, how do I balance?
No, your actual job. Because a lot of times I get complained with customers that I don't like to work overtime. I'll tell them, dude, I got shit to do.
That's a tough. Okay, for people who don't know, Al and I are electrical engineers. We're in the same business. Unlike the other comedians who live in their grandma's basement, Al and I have jobs.
I still lived in my grandma's basement though for about 5 years after I was married and all that. So
sorry, guys.
I'm not.
Sorry, Adam.
Not to mention any names.
Sorry, Beto. I saw Beto coming out of the fucking police station the other day. He's like, what are you doing here? I said, I'm paying a traffic ticket. What about you? Oh, no, it was the hospital. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's cold-blooded.
There was somebody else at the police station. Anyway, we digress.
Oh, shit, dude, Phil, that's fucking hilarious because I've had Beto on the podcast not a couple months ago.
So, anyway.
Yeah, you know that
Sorry about that. It was a hospital. I really think you fell down the stairs. I believe you, buddy. But I also deep down think your grandma's abusing you. You should report her.
Oh, shit, dude, so
all because you asked for a grape soda? It's not right, man. The punishment doesn't fit the crime.
Yes, they're doing great. Thank you.
All right, where were we?
Hey, cheers to that, man.
Okay.
You gave me my ab workout today, man. My abs are burning.
All right, where were we?
So how do you from your actual livelihood? You work for a living. You have your own business. So how do you find a balance? We all need to find a balance between work. The only reason I'm asking this is because I do get messages from some people saying, how do I find my happiness? How do I go after what I want? When I have it, how do I keep it? There's one thing. Success is getting what you want, but happiness is liking what you get. And you have to find a balance in there as to
what I do is...
How do you balance your life?
It's a feel. Okay, I'm self-employed and my workload is very up and down. So, there's days and weeks and sometimes months where I work a lot because I have a big project or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so there's some things that have to take a back seat. It's not forever, okay, but
exactly.
I have to cut back in the comedy. I have to cut back in the happy hours. Mm-hmm. I can't go out of town on weekends to Doritos or whatever. My wife has dinner without me. Okay, but then it calms down, and I got a lot of free time or a certain amount of free time, and I make up for it. So when I feel like I'm working too much, I slow down.
Yeah,
it fluctuates.
Sometimes you got to switch the priorities of the aspects of your life. Sometimes work is priority. Sometimes family is priority. Sometimes everything's in a balance, and you can go out and mess around.
Like it's April. I've done 3 shows this year.
Yeah.
Well, through March. I haven't done one in about a month. I did 3 shows. That's a lot for me. So I just kind of said, you know what? Mm-hmm. I'm getting stale.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna concentrate on work for a little bit and some other stuff, and then then I'll do a show in a while. I don't say a month. I don't say 2 months. When the time's right, I know it. And then somebody calls like you. I'm like, yeah, I'm in.
Absolutely.
Perfect timing. And then sometimes you call and say, no, it's not right. And it's not that sometimes we sit at home, but it's just the energy
Sure, absolutely.
it takes to do comedy late at night on a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
Well, that was my next question, because my next question is how do you try to set up your comedy? How do you? I know you're a one-liner kind of guy, but how do you? The last joke that you're proud of. How did you come up with that? Do you think of a whole? Go ahead.
The one-liner thing to me is easy. I've actually had professional comedians come up to me after shows when I open and say, "Oh man, one-liner is the hardest thing. I respect you. You're incredible, and I can't believe it. I wish I could do it." And I'm like, well, to me it's easy because my life is one-liners, and my friends are smart-ass, sarcastic people like me, and so every conversation I have is a one-liner or a series of one-liners, and that's where I get a lot of my jokes. I get the punchline in normal conversation. I write it down and I build a setup around it. For instance, this friend of mine has a drinking problem.
Yeah.
And he would black out. And we were sitting around one day, and he was talking about the last time he blacked out, or he was talking about how it had been a while since he blacked out. And I said, "Yeah, John can't even remember the last time he blacked out." It was just an innocent, smart-ass comment.
Sure.
Everybody laughed. I wrote it down, and now it's a joke.
Okay, very cool.
But what's interesting?
What I'm doing here, I got sounds, audio effects that I can, that I can put in as
So
when you,
what's interesting about my style, if you allow me to pontificate,
please do,
is in real life, I'm a storytelling, animated, affable, gregarious,
sure,
like I am now. Okay, spontaneous, witty, quick, whatever.
Yeah.
I've done radio with Mondo a half a dozen times up in Cruces. It was just all spontaneous jokes, busting each other's chops. It was fun. So when I started doing comedy, I tried to pull that off on stage to a certain extent, and it was not natural.
Okay.
And I won't say I didn't enjoy it, but it was not as enjoyable.
Yeah.
I felt like there was something I was missing. Not consciously, but it just... I couldn't pull it off, and it was forced. When I got on stage, it was natural. So by accident, there was an open mic night that was like delayed for 2 hours at the pizza joint.
Right.
And I had all these one-liners written down that I was going to make into a story, like all the other comedians do, which is great. I mean, that's the popular style, and I wish I could do it. But anyway, so I'm drinking beer for 2 hours, waiting for this stupid microphone cord that I guess was in Van Horn or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Literally, I'm not joking. And I had a little too much to drink.
Okay.
And so when they finally put the show on, I was like last. And I just, for 30 minutes, I stood up there and told one-liners.
Really?
Deadpan, no
20
facial...
minutes, dude?
30, I think.
Wow.
No facial expression, deadpan delivery.
Wow.
Stephen Wright, Mitch Hedberg kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it killed. Even at a pizza joint, it killed.
That's
so I started doing that, and that became my most successful comedian style.
Wow. Dude,
it's flexible. I'm probably giving away some secrets, but I can change the order, and it seems like a fresh routine.
Sure.
You don't have to revamp it. You can. Material's easy to come by because you're not looking for a 3-minute bit.
Sure.
You're looking for a 20-second joke.
Yeah,
one-liner.
exactly.
So, I have a series of 4 doctor jokes, one-liners. Somebody tells. I just heard another one the other day.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a rectal thermometer and an oral thermometer?
Well, I mean
the taste.
Hold on a second, dude. Oh shit.
Thank you. I'll be here all week. So I can plug that in at the end or in the middle of my one-liner jokes.
Oh my
Of my
God, that's
doctor,
so funny,
my
dude.
doctor one-liners.
That hit
So
the spot.
a lot of people, not everybody, tell me, "Oh, one-liners, I can't believe it." I'm like, it's the easiest one you can do. I'm like getting away with something here. You know, it's like robbing a bank.
Wow,
and,
dude,
and then
that's
buying
fucking
beers for your
badass.
buddies.
That's so cool. Wow, that's a good. I'm so good. Yes, ma'am. Wow, dude, that's so funny, man.
So, yeah, it's kind of, you know, the shy, reserved kids that got picked on in school become the outgoing comedian.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. I'm the outgoing. You
Yeah.
can't shut me up. You ask me what time it is, I tell you I'll make a watch. And then I go on stage and I don't smile. And I tell one-liners like I'm
That
this,
is so cool.
abused child, from a Jewish upbringing,
Yeah.
oppressed.
And you know what? I have video of your sets. So I've never pressured you into it, but given one or two jokes that you approve of, can I put your stuff on my YouTube site?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. I'll run. I know I told you I was going to do this.
Just
before.
remember, people, it's only comedy.
Yeah. Remember that they're just jokes.
They're just
okay.
jokes.
And don't.
Just kidding.
Don't
Sort
take
of.
it personal.
Sort of.
I know it's funny because it's true.
I really
That's
don't masturbate that much. Okay. That much is the operative.
that much, right? Would that not that much because in like frequency of times or just like in motion from like one whole cycle.
Look at the time, boy. Look at the time. Can you believe what time it is?
Don't you wish you could control that aspect of your like physiology? Like I wish I could control my erections. Just have one right after I just finished coming, dude. Like I wish I could control that how hard I could have my erection.
I guess that would be ideal. I can
Right?
control mine because it's all based on when I take a pill.
No, and dude, you're not the only one, okay? It happens to a lot of men and people. But the
It's
thing
not
is,
a big deal. What's the downside? If
No,
I was
but
20
don't
years
you
old,
wish-
I'd be taking the things.
but don't you wish you could control that without needing anything, like a muscle? Not even like the way you're normally. I wish I could
Oh, yeah.
will it. Just
Yeah.
like if I was.
Yeah.
Stiffening my finger just like that.
Yeah.
It's all stiff right now, but then I can, yeah, there you go. You can wiggle it now. Now it's stiff. Now it's wiggly. That's how I wish I could do my.
Now, thank you for sharing that.
Well, I had to give you a visual. It was just the finger, though.
I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette now. Excuse me, I need a minute.
Another thing.
It sounds like you need professional help there. I don't know. I can't comment.
Damn. Anyway, so another thing that I think has a mind of its own, it's, the opposite end, that fucking asshole back there,
What about it?
Well, it just gives you shit whenever it wants. It's a physiological need that you can't control when it's going to hit. You could be in the middle of a meeting or stuck in a traffic jam and this shit's going to come out.
I have two words for you. Depends.
Why? It depends.
It's a brand of adult diapers.
Oh, shit. I guess
And it's not two words, it's one. That was a joke.
Hold on a second. Dude, I guess I'm not there yet. I don't even know what that meant. You're so funny.
Because you're not in your 50s like me.
No.
You don't get mailings from AARP. That's a sobering event. Congratulations. You qualify for AARP.
Hey, last time you called me to hit you up was on a Tuesday. I was on my way to Coconuts or something. And I don't remember when
I
it
was
was.
here.
It was
I
probably a
was
long
here.
time.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
here.
it was really like, I don't know how long
I
ago.
was joining my sorrows.
Oh, you were? Yeah, I was
you
going
know,
to
sobbing uncontrollably, weeping in my hands as I was sitting at the bar.
Like I've been this last week? Only not at this bar.
That's right. We're not allowed to come here.
That's
We're at choir practice.
That's funny shit, dude.
Okay, so what else you want to know?
Do you travel a lot?
I travel a fair amount, both for work and personal. I'm not a 2-week vacation guy. I take a lot of 3 and 4 day weekends. I travel for business a fair amount. And I have grandkids that live out of town, so I travel to see them whenever I can. So yeah,
That's cool, man.
like I've taken about 3 or 4 trips in the last couple months, but it's sporadic. Again, I'll go 6 months sometimes without traveling.
What about overseas? You go anywhere outside the U.S.?
Not in a long time. We're actually planning with some friends a trip to Jamaica later this year.
Nice.
But in the past, I've been to Europe a couple of times,
Yeah.
Caribbean a couple of times, a couple cruises.
Sure.
That's about it.
And where do you want people to look you up? If they want to find some comedy stuff, how do people, can people look you up?
I don't
or
have YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, sorry.
you
I don't have Facebook.
You don't
I
have any
have Twitter.
social media whatsoever.
I have no social media.
All right, what's your phone number?
Well, I was in the witness protection program, and they advised against
That's
it.
right.
Yeah. They said it's not a good idea to Twitter. Here I am. Look at me. I'm taking a shit now.
See, and you couldn't control it. Don't you wish you could control it?
No, I don't have that problem, Al. I'm sorry. Okay, I've had a couple accidents. I'm not gonna lie, but categorically, I think I'm okay. I did shit my pants once, and I was wearing white Dockers. It was not a pretty sight. I was out in the middle of nowhere.
We all have, dude. Why couldn't you wait?
I was going as fast as I could. I was out in the middle of nowhere. Anyway,
know.
we don't want to talk about that.
Exactly, and you
The
know,
white Docker. Here's the sad part. Sorry, did I cut you off?
Go ahead.
Here's the sad part. I put spray and wash on them, washed them, and re-wore. I was a bachelor. I'm like, I'm not gonna go shopping.
Hell no.
These are my favorite Dockers. These are my favorite Dockers. I drove straight home and washed them and wore them again. White Dockers. Think about that for a second.
Yeah, and which brings me back to my point. That's why they call it an asshole, because it just ruins your life, dude. It's a fucking asshole. Oh shit, my man.
All right. So what else you want to know?
So basically, you're not on social media. There's no way people can find you.
Oh, that's social media. No.
Okay, so you just appear like you're like a ninja. You just, because I've talked about Jeremiah, absolutely nothing. I just say that Phil came in, did his set, and then he disappeared like a ninja that he is, and we didn't see him for another month.
Yeah. You guys put me on posters.
Yeah.
So and I tell I tell my wife and kids and friends, hey, I'm doing this, put it up on your Facebook page and stuff, and they blow me off about 90% of the time. They're like, God, we're tired of talking about you. This is always about you. I'm having a baby. I'm getting married. Can we talk about me for a change? I'm like, but I'm appearing in front of 10 people at the Butthole Bar on Dyer Street. Isn't that as big an event as your baby? Why are you being so selfish?
Ouch, man, that's funny stuff. Hey, man, how about you told me that you write books. What's up with you writing books?
I'm writing my first book. It's a collaborative effort with my dad. My dad has written 5 books. 4 of them are self-published.
Okay.
My dad's actually quite a good writer. I consider myself a good writer when I write technical reports.
Sure.
And letters. Me and my dad are attempting a murder mystery novel. Yes.
Very badass.
We're got about 80 pages. Our target is about 250 to 300. We've got the outline. We've got the story.
Sure.
We have about 12 chapters, I think, 80 pages.
That's so cool, man. And it's just you and your pops putting this together?
Yeah, he writes a chapter, I write a chapter, we alternate back and forth, and we just feed off. And then he's got more time than I do because I have a job, he doesn't.
Oh.
And so he'll tweak my stuff to make it homogenous as much as possible. So that's,
Wow, that's fucking badass, dude.
It's awesome.
Wait, are these real life stories, or you guys are making it all up?
Both. For one thing, I just have to say this. My dad is my idol and my mentor. I started working for him when I was 15. He's an engineer, and I started working for his company when I was 15. I'm still working for the same company.
Wow.
Even though I bought him out. Yeah, that's right. He wouldn't give me the company. I had to write him a check.
No way, really?
Oh, yeah, that's a true story. And then to this day, he insists, you got that canceled check? Because I don't remember getting it. Can I see the canceled check? I'm like, dude, that was 25 years ago.
That's hilarious, dude.
He's like, I think you fucked me. I think you fucked me.
He tells you that in those
words?
All the time.
In those words?
Yeah,
all the time. Yes, in those words. That's a quote. and I think he's only half joking.
I've heard you talking to him, and
so
you guys are very outspoken, like saying bad words and.
Yeah, so it's an effort. My dad's 84.
Wow, congratulations!
He rides Harleys. He flies airplanes. He writes books.
Wow, you got good genes, man.
You think they look nice? They're skinny jeans. I didn't think I could pull it off, but thank you for noticing. I have good DNA, yes.
Dude, how do you stay in shape, man? Or is it the same good DNA? Because I
swim. I swim 2 to 3 times a week.
Because I saw you with your shirt off, man. You look pretty good built.
Well, that's nice of you to notice.
Yeah,
I was changing
I
clothes.
Help it.
I was just changing my shirt.
I haven't gotten any in over. I don't know how long it's been.
I swim a half mile 2 to 3 times a week. If I'm not busy, I can get 4 or 5 times in a week.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit. Where do you swim?
I swim at the city pool in Northeast. It's not crowded. It's worth the extra 10-minute drive because it's not crowded.
Okay, gotcha.
And it's not ghetto like the West Side pool.
Yeah.
Sorry. I know that sounds weird, but
ironic.
The Northeast pool is like pristine, and the West Side pool is ghetto.
I think because it's right next to the ghetto.
Well, it could be, yeah.
But
anyway, so I swim.
That's where I live.
I swim.
That's cool.
I try to eat right.
Yeah,
eat healthy.
You stay in shape, man.
So my book, yes. Back to my book. I'm excited about this effort with my dad. Thank you, Samantha. Say hi, Samantha.
Usually I ask him to. The only reason is because that shit that they told us not to get them on the microphone.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't bring it up.
It's like it's not really a microphone. It's metaphorical.
What I did was innocuous and harmless.
Yeah, that's true. Say hi.
So anyway, so that's my deal. My goal is to write short stories.
Very cool.
Because I have a short attention span, and I'll admit I'm losing steam in the book because that's a monumental effort.
Heck yeah!
But I've got a couple of chapters I've written in there that are so golden, and if I may pat myself on the back, they're just awesome.
Nice.
And people who have read them standalone, like excerpts, are like very, very praising, and so I think they're almost standalone stories.
Yeah.
If you had a little context, a little lead in.
Yeah, you're like Reader's
So I'm
Digest.
thinking short story might be my ultimate ticket. Because I like to write. It's a great escape. I love to read.
Have you submitted any to the Reader's Digest?
I've submitted nothing to anybody. Just friends and acquaintances.
Okay.
Relatives. But it's a great escape. It's therapeutic.
Yeah.
It's creative, and I love to read. And I have right now. I'm in the middle. I have 2 books going simultaneously.
Oh shit, dude, that's badass.
So I sometimes I read multiple books at the same time.
Very cool.
I like sports, but watching sports. I'm a sports trivia expert, self-proclaimed.
No shit, dude.
Stump me with a question.
Oh shit.
All right, think of one while we're talking.
Okay.
I actually did sports trivia on the radio. That radio show was Mondo.
Okay.
And we challenged callers to come in and stump me.
Yeah.
And I was about 50%.
No way.
And they were coming with ridiculous questions too, which is okay.
Okay, here's a tough one. Who scored the winning touchdown for Super Bowl 23? I'll give you a clue. It was the San Francisco 49ers against the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah.
It was Joe Montana to John Taylor.
Oh, damn. Wow.
I didn't even hesitate, and I want the audience to know I didn't look it up and Google it.
No, right here, dude.
Was that right?
Right on the spot, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing, dude.
John Taylor was the MVP of that Super Bowl. No, he wasn't. He deserved MVP,
right,
but he felt cheated on that.
I think Joe Montana got it, didn't it?
Joe Montana.
Yeah.
I misspoke. John Taylor felt he deserved the MVP.
Yeah, right.
And he was a little jealous of Jerry Rice. That's more information than you were asking, but
oh no, but you're right, because Jerry Rice. I mean, Jerry Rice
got one MVP before that.
Sure.
And John Taylor's like, why didn't I get one?
Do you remember that game? The Bengal who broke his leg?
Tim Cumry, the
no
noise
way!
tackler.
Oh my God, dude!
You're surprised I knew that?
Yes, I mean, who remembers that? I remember because I was a kid.
On the first play of the game.
Yes, I remember because I was
the first play of the game.
That traumatized me, dude.
Are you a Bengals fan? Is that why?
No, I'm a 49ers fan.
Oh.
Yeah, I love Jerry Rice, mainly Jerry Rice. But
well, I guess I impressed you then.
Oh my God, dude!
So you know I can hold my own?
Yeah, no. My respects to you, Mr. Doe, Phildo. I don't know.
So anyway, I don't have any hobbies besides I like watching sports. I read about sports a lot, especially the business side of sports, which is why our book is a sports murder mystery novel about a St. Louis football franchise relocating to Phoenix which is what the Cardinals did in '88.
Very cool.
So it's kind of that same theme. It's a fictional franchise because we can't use real names. And it's a dome stadium with a retractable roof.
Sure.
And a retractable field. We also added a twist because the Cardinal Stadium has a retractable field. Okay. Everybody's got to have one gimmick than the previous guy. So our stadium rotates in the book, so the sun is always in the visitors' eyes.
Very nice.
They always have the sun in their eyes, cool. So we have a rotating stadium.
Yeah. Hey, dude.
Anyway,
what about? I wanted to ask you. I know I told you I was talking about the idea that I had about having giant screens where people can tweet their, their complaints or their rage, whatever, when they're in a traffic jam, bumper to bumper, and there's no end in sight. People got to release some stress, and that way they can nag about the city or whatever, and just, this sucks or other. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's a great idea because as I was telling you, they're kind of doing it now in bars. You see people tweeting in bars, and I see people tweeting, and I asked the bar wench or whatever, who's tweeting
the
that?
Waitress?
Yeah. We could call her that. We'll use your term.
You're funny.
So I'm like, who's doing that? She goes, there's probably people in the bar. They go, why don't they just lean over and whisper in the other person's ear? I don't know. You can put their hand on their leg, if you want to get their attention. That's what I do. I put my hand on somebody's leg.
That's funny.
Anyway, so I'm not a social media guy.
Yeah.
As we discussed, so you're probably asking the wrong person.
I see what you're saying.
It's just an offshoot of what's happening. So I think that makes it a good idea. I think it's inevitable. Let me put it that way.
I see what
We're going to see
saying.
tweets on stoplights, which is kind of what you're saying.
Sure, absolutely, yeah.
And it's going to be Big Brother tweeting, you ran that light.
That's funny shit, dude.
I'm going to be tweeting, who is this? And how did you get my number?
That's hilarious, dude. Hey, Phil, well, thanks for being here, man.
Are we done already? I got stories to tell.
Oh, well, go. No,
I'm
kidding.
I'm kidding.
We can share whatever. I wanted you to tell me who you were as a stand-up comedian, and as much as you could as the real Phildo.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do.
But I'm not gonna push you to.
Okay, we're gonna tease.
I have so many questions too about your experience, your philosophies, just expenses. Shit. But I don't want to get too personal because, like last week maybe a few weeks ago, Rogelio Avila.
Yeah.
Okay, he told me not to record some stuff, but I accidentally was recording, which didn't happen with you. I double checked. Okay, I didn't even put the battery. But the thing is that I recorded shit that he told me that I wasn't supposed to, and the thing is I forgot to upload it, edit it. I'm sorry, before I uploaded it, and now he's upset at me because everybody heard it, and he telling me to change it. I was like, dude, everybody heard it already. I can't change it. So
you're not gonna have that problem with me.
No. But that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
we'll talk about whatever you want.
On future podcasts, we're gonna do a teaser now.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about these are all true stories for anybody who's listening.
Okay.
I'm not gonna tell the story. I'm just gonna tell you what the story's about.
Okay.
So you guys will want to tune in again. I ran from the cops in Mexico when I was in my early 20s and had to cross the river like a wetback in the United States.
Oh shit!
With the cops hot on my fucking ass.
The Mexican cops.
Wow. I crossed the river by UTEP, so that's the story.
What?
The sun was coming up.
Oh my god, dude! What the fuck are you doing out so late? Studying.
Hence the story. Yes, studying by the light of the jukebox. Yeah. Hence the story. So that's story one.
All right. Maybe we can separate this into
story
episodes
two,
where you say
story
one
two. I broke my dick one time. Yes, that's true.
What?
Having sex.
No, you didn't.
It went.
What?
And I got taken to the emergency room. That's story two. That's a natural true story.
Okay.
My dad actually put that in one of his books. He embellished it, of course, but
yeah.
It's in one of my dad's books. I actually told this story on the Q, the Buzz Adams morning show. It was Valentine's Day. This is when I was in college with you.
Okay.
In the early 2000s.
That's right.
I dropped my kids off at school. In Franklin High School. I'm dropping my daughter off.
Oh, my God.
And this friend of mine calls me, dude, you got to tell your story on the Q. I was like, who is this? So I drop my daughter off and I call him back. come on, man. I was like, no way, pussy. Okay, I'll do it. That's all it takes. So I call it. I use a fake name.
Well, I don't
Buzz
think
Adams is like asking me questions. I'm telling my story. Of course, everybody knew it was me because of my voice.
That's hilarious.
And my wife is like, I use the name Paul.
Yeah.
And now I'm not telling the story of the broken dick. I'm telling the story about telling the story of the broken dick.
Okay, gotcha.
So Buzz Adams is like questioning me. It was Valentine's Day. They wanted like sexual stories, right?
Yeah.
So I use the name Paul. I get into my office and there's a message slip in the front desk to Paul. Call Doug. Everybody's like, "Hey, can I speak to Paul?"
That's funny.
2 days later, my wife finally comes up to me and says, "Why is everybody telling me to tell Paul I said hi?"
That's funny shit, dude.
I said, "Okay, sit down. This is gonna take a while." I went on the radio with my story. She's like, "Oh shit."
Oh damn.
And she knew this story
And does she approve of you performing? Does she give you grief like
about
a lot
performing comedy.
Yeah, performing. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Performing love. No, performing comedy.
Performing lewd sexual acts. Say hi. Can you say it louder?
I'm okay. I'll get another one actually, just in case. You want to say hi?
Hi.
Oh, you can barely hear her. Yeah, we got her.
No, she's very supportive of my comedy. Now,
Oh, very
she
nice.
does say, "You're not a little kid. You don't have to stay out till 2:30 in the morning." And I say, "Yes, I do. You don't understand. I'm in show business. How do you fucking know? Have you ever been on stage?
Yes, I
I'm a
do.
tortured genius. Don't make me go Robin Williams on you."
Oh shit, dude, that's fucking funny.
It'll be on your head. You'll have to live with it forever.
Oh fuck, that's so
I
funny.
got two words for you, Heath Ledger. By the way, we're out of razor blades. Can you stop at the store tomorrow?
Oh fuck, Phil. That's hilarious, dude.
No, she's very. She actually helps me with my material. Even the wife jokes. Yes,
Oh
believe it or
wait,
not.
really? Even the one that you
Even-
say about the infidelity part.
The Valentine's Day joke is
Yeah.
hers. That's her
No
joke.
way.
And not only is it her joke, she's helped
I've
me
seen
refine
people
it.
frown at you while you're on stage, and people like shut off. It's like, oh, they even do that. That's not even your joke.
It's Sharon's joke,
Wow.
and she's helped me refine it over the years.
Wow, dude.
There's only two jokes with her that are off limit, and it's off limit depending on the time of the cycle.
Okay.
I'm kidding slightly.
That's funny.
Just sort of. It depends on how the crowd reacts and her friends
Sure,
react
of
when I
course.
tell it. Because I've told her, when she had a problem with it the last time I said it, I said, "I've told that joke before, it didn't bother you." Then I figured out other people had said, "You should be
okay.
outraged at that." And she's like, "Yeah, you're right." And that's
wow.
understandable.
Okay.
Let me tell you, she's my biggest fan. She's my biggest supporter. And I owe everything I'm doing in comedy and my career and my family to
Really?
her. So,
Oh, that's badass, dude. Where's it?
my career would not be as successful without her. Not to mention,
Yeah, no.
and I have 3 daughters and 7 grandkids. Yes, I have 7 grandkids.
7 grandkids.
And my daughters have seen my comedy, but my grandkids have not yet.
Wow. What do your daughters think?
They think I'm a sick, depraved individual, and they're proud of me.
Okay, but you knew that.
We all knew that.
That's funny.
So, I know you're wondering, what are the 2 jokes my wife takes umbrage to?
Yeah, of course. No, you don't want to share? Okay.
No, I am.
No, you don't have to. I don't want you to get in trouble.
Stop begging me. I'm going to tell you already.
Okay, don't scream at me. I like doing that. You start using that with me, and then whenever I do that at work, it's like, I wasn't yelling. I sort of got.
Like most guys, I like to drown my troubles after work.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can never convince my wife to go swimming with me.
Oh, I've heard you say that one.
As you can tell by now, I
Yeah.
like to live life in the fast lane. Unfortunately, my wife is a fucking speed bump.
Oh shit.
So
Yeah, I can see that.
Those, and that's reasonable out of the umpteen
You know,
jokes I do. I'm okay with that.
You know, those jokes remind me of something that, I told my chick a while back that if I'd lose her, it'd probably be worse than having somebody die, because I've lost a loved one before, a significant other, to cancer, and it felt like shit. Believe me, it took me a while, to get over it. But the thing is, losing this other one, it's like even worse because at least with the dead one, you know where she's at. She's not whoring herself around.
How did we go from my wife to you losing a girlfriend? Jesus, did I go to the bathroom and not realize it?
I'm sorry. Anyway, so
in basketball they call that a reaching foul.
I don't know.
Am I interviewing you for this podcast, or are you interviewing me? I'm just curious. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, shit.
This is Phildo interviewing Al.
How did that remind me of that? I guess those two jokes, they signify.
Oh.
They signify that like
There was a tie-in.
You're drowning her, and that you're drowning your sorrows. And what's the other one? What was the other one that she doesn't like? They both kind of like, not that I want to drown my girlfriend. I'm just saying, it'd be so much easier if she would have died.
So I have a lot of college stories. Moving right along.
Yeah, sorry.
If you tune in again to future Phildo podcast when he interviews Al and about his love life,
oh shit!
you can look forward to.
Oh shit!
I went to college later in life. I was in my 40s, which is how I met Al for the first time. He was 12.
No, I just acted 12, dude.
But I have a lot of stories because I was going to school with 20-year-olds, and the cultural age difference was maybe not pronounced, but it was noticeable. It was notable.
Man. Oh, sure.
Because, for instance, a real quick story, and I'll tell you more stories, especially the one where I had the Korean guy for a lab partner. It's priceless. And not just the second-generation Korean. He was right off the boat. So, oh, my God. When we were buying resistors outside of this electronics shop, I thought I was going to shit my pants again. Anyway, to give you a quick story,
yeah.
I'm studying with it was right before a 3-day weekend. There's 6 of us or so studying for a big test, and so this one girl says, "What are you guys doing for the weekend? It's a 3-day weekend. What are you gonna do?" Well, I'm gonna party, man. I'm gonna party until I puke, and well, I'm gonna hang out with my girlfriend. Everybody's going around the table. One guy's like, "I'm grounded, man. I can't do anything."
Okay.
Like, "What are you gonna do, Phil?" I said, "Well, I'm going to Vegas with a bunch of friends.
Oh, man.
I'll be back Wednesday. Can you guys cover for me on Tuesday?"
That's cool.
It's a difference of worlds,
Absolutely, the resources alone.
Yeah, their big night was like an all-night party. And
Sure.
I was going to stay up for 36 hours,
Yeah, Disneyland for adults.
This guy wanted to see Throwing Up, but he just had to follow me around for a weekend.
Right.
So it's a dichotomy that is just humorous and interesting and an unforgettable experience, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
And why did you decide to go back to college?
Well, because I wanted to be an engineer when I grew up.
Okay, gotcha.
And I hadn't grown up yet in my 40s.
Nice, very nice.
In my 20s and 30s, I had my head up my ass.
Sure, like we all do.
My wife, as I kind of alluded to before, she showed me. She didn't force me. She showed me, and I'm grateful to her.
That's good.
My life has improved exponentially because of it.
Yeah.
And plus, the experience was awesome.
Sure, absolutely,
awesome.
Man. Yeah.
I mean, the experience was unforgettable, and I have lifelong friends because of it. And
that's cool, dude.
I have stories that just would boggle your mind.
Now, I never knew you did comedy. If I would have known you did comedy when we were in college, I probably would have joined you. You probably would have saved me from a lot of wrong choices.
Yeah, you and I would be, living in downtown El Paso now, at the
cool.
Gardner Hotel. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Right. That's hilarious.
Instead of living in a trailer, like we do now, together.
Yeah. Shit. Dude,
a one-bedroom trailer, I might add.
I like you, man, but you know what? I hope it doesn't end up like that, Phil.
Yeah.
But fuck it, man. I'll give you your medication.
We'll be drinking Will-I,
I'll put you in your wheelchair.
So,
hopefully it's not the other way around.
I've led a lot of interesting stories.
Yeah.
I've led an interesting life, and I have a lot of interesting stories. that are all true. And so if you tune into future podcasts,
hey, would you be willing to do another podcast and share another one of the stories?
Why didn't I think of that?
Well,
yes.
I mean, I feel like you're asking me to ask you.
Dude, I got to tell my broken dick story, okay?
Absolutely.
I can't do it now.
No. We're going to have another podcast. We'll do it then.
Yes, I really broke my dick.
Or you can do it now. We'll put it in another podcast when we do it, just in case.
No, we'll do it. We'll do it some other time.
All right.
We'll do it some other time.
We're up
I actually told that story on stage one time, and everybody went, "Ooh, wow, ah," and grimaced. Say hi.
That little girl, man. She's funny. Hey, man, so where can people find you? There's got to be some way people can find you.
Okay, if you Google Phil Robinet,
yes,
you'll see my shit, okay?
Comedy as well.
Well, I think there's some video clips up there.
Okay.
If they are, it's because you guys put them up.
I haven't put anything up because you haven't really confirmed with me on anything.
No, you can. I thought we talked about that. Yeah, you
can.
Yeah,
but you know what? I still haven't sent you the video clips that I want to put on for you to approve. So it's still on my side of the court. Sorry.
I think there's I think there's a few YouTube clips over the years, but they're old. Nothing new.
Cool.
I don't know. Some other guys may have some clips, but if you Google me, you'll find out about my professional life, my electrical engineering life, as much as anything.
Dude,
you'll see my company webpage. I love my profession. I love my job. I feel like I make a difference. I've done a lot of projects. Downtown is revitalizing. I've done a lot of the electrical engineering for a lot of downtown projects. I was the electrical engineer on San Jacinto Plaza, which opened yesterday.
Is that why it took 5 years, Phil?
No.
Come on, fucker. Why? What happened?
I was only 2 days late on my deadline. Not 5 years.
So why did it take 5 years?
That's another story. But that's just the way construction works sometimes. There's changes.
Really? Okay, I want to get the scoop.
It's complicated. It just happens.
So do you think the city will accept my big screens?
Yes.
Yeah?
But let's go back to San Jacinto Plaza. If it's done right, people forget the time delays over time.
Sure.
They forget shoddy workmanship. And to
Absolutely.
my knowledge and my opinion, this job is done right.
Oh, really?
And that's
okay.
the important
thing.
thing.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. 5 years from now, nobody's going to remember that it was a couple years overdue.
Right.
It may be a story or footnote, but they're going to enjoy the beauty of the park. And tomorrow, people are going to forget the delays.
It's nice to know somebody that believes in it, dude. Because I mean, I guess from my standpoint, I don't know anything. I just see that they're taking time for what. All I see is concrete, just a different design on the sidewalk. You could stamp that. That's something I could have done
happens.
in half the time than 5 years.
Believe me.
So
happens.
but it's nice, hearing it from a perspective, the inside perspective.
But again, going back to if you Google my webpage.
Very cool.
I've done some like the pedestrian pathways outside the ballpark.
Absolutely.
A couple of skyscrapers downtown have been remodeled and made modern and viable, and downtown's revitalizing. And I've done umpteen projects downtown, and I'm proud of them. And I've done projects all over the city.
You're such a prestige. That's amazing. That's awesome, dude.
Well, if you want to know about me, besides comedy,
now here's a touchy point.
Here's
a touchy point. You can either say no comment, okay, or you can entertain it, or you can be sarcastic with it, whatever. But look, I know that. Look, Barack Obama, the George Bush brothers, Sarah Palin, Al Gore, Arnold Schwarzenegger, all these politicians have claimed to have enjoyed cannabis. Donald Trump says he's never used it, but he would legalize it. What would you do? Would you legalize it? Would you?
I think it's a harmless. I think it's a harmless drug. I think it's more harmless than alcohol, and I think the punishment does not fit the crime.
Oh damn, dude! That's the move. That's what
I
I'm
don't
name
think
this
kids
podcast.
should do it. I don't think
absolutely nobody.
I think it should be regulated. I think it should be under the influence laws like alcohol.
Sure, absolutely, like alcohol, just like alcohol.
Thank you. Say hi. I mean, it's a complicated issue, but I tend to be socially liberal, fiscally conservative.
Right.
And I'm not for, legalizing drugs per se.
Well, anything's a drug.
Anybody doing, 25 to life for pot possession.
Exactly. That's ridiculous. Right? No, I agree. I really feel they should regulate it just like alcohol.
And I'm firmly against kids doing it. 100%.
Oh yeah, that's what I tell my little girl.
You shouldn't do it during work. You shouldn't do it
I agree, man. No, totally. Well, that's good, man. I'm glad that you. I would ask about your political affiliation, but the thing is, there is no greater level of discrimination other than knowing what somebody else that you admire is supporting somebody else.
It's a hot button topic.
Yeah, because
they're all the same.
Who's all? Oh, I understand, but
okay. Nobody has a monopoly on the truth.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Both sides are exact. Their beliefs aren't the same, but they're deep down they're the same.
Right.
And nobody does anything they say they're going to do.
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
That's why there's two candidates now. There are breath. I'm doing quote marks now. Breath of fresh air, anti-establishment. That's why they're so popular. Okay,
right.
Because they're not afraid to say what everybody else wants to say or is thinking.
Right.
And the politicians, the career politicians, are all up in arms. Oh, you can't say that. No, you can, and you need to, because nobody's saying it. I don't care which side you're on.
Sure.
They're all schmucks.
I agree, absolutely.
They're all schmucks.
Dude.
And even if the ones... I'm not even telling you what side I'm on, okay?
No,
because it doesn't matter.
I don't care, right?
It
Nobody
doesn't matter.
Cares. No, it doesn't matter.
You're on side A. The guy on side B says, I'm going to change things. They don't change things. The guy on side A says what you're want to say, and he says, we're going to change things. You agree with him, but he doesn't change things.
Absentee landlords, I hear you. Deadbeat dads.
Why bother? You know what? I'm going to worry about me now. I worried about politics for a while. Sure. I'm going to vote. I'm going to care.
Right.
I don't watch the news.
You're going to control the shit that you can, and the rest you're going to tune out.
I don't watch the news.
I hear you. In fact, George Carlin said it best, dude. It's better just to emotionally detach yourself from that environment because it's all pre-scripted anyway. They already know who's going to take it. It doesn't matter. The moment that they're lining up to shoot you outside your house, then maybe you'll see society decline that. Not even that far, but you'll see society crumbling at that point. Where now you have to stand up and bear arms. But anyway, I hear you.
You're going to run for office. If you'll say, if you don't vote, you can't complain. Well, if you vote, it doesn't matter. Except for the mayor and city council,
the local people.
Really, your vote really.
Right.
I mean, there's been rare instances in Florida in 2000.
Yeah.
The difference was 300 votes. Okay, that's pretty significant. That makes a difference.
But generally.
But that's extreme.
Sure.
And so, you can still complain.
Oh, yeah.
But unless you're going to run for office.
Exactly. It's like, why be so involved in?
Yeah.
Why get your feathers ruffled? Like all these protesters going on and people hitting each other because of some. It's like the politician is not going to lose sleep over you.
Get upset at the guy sexting your daughter. Don't get upset at the politician who lies.
That your kid's failing high school, you stupid bitch. That your kid, that's what I think the city should do. What about this one, Phil? I have another great idea for you, man. How about this one? How about if there is a tax imposed on households that have pupils failing public schools, like an extreme tax to where now the parents are hit on the wallet.
Well, that's an interesting idea because money is one of the ultimate incentives. Yeah, it's a big motivator. It's an ultimate incentive.
Dude, if my kid would be failing and he's costing me $10,000
extra, what are you going to do about the guy in the projects who's on welfare and his kids are failing? How are you going to send him a bill? He can't pay it.
I don't know, man.
He can't buy groceries.
One step at a time.
He can't buy groceries.
Why is he on welfare?
Okay.
Why is he on welfare?
Because he has no job.
I thought, well, maybe he should work for welfare. Maybe he should be picking up
another issue.
Trash around.
Okay.
Right, but that's a different. We'll take it one step at a time.
But that situation exists, whether it's right or wrong or anything. You have people.
Do they?
50% of the people are on a government paycheck, one way or the other.
I agree. Okay.
Not on welfare, but government paycheck.
Sure. Okay.
So, 25% of the people are on welfare or whatever of some sort.
Okay.
You have people in public housing projects now. Okay. How are you going to send them a bill when their kids are failing? Those are the ones whose kids are failing.
How about a certain percentage? Hey, 10% of your check is going to this thing until this certain balance is paid off.
Well, it's a motivator. You can pull it off.
I mean, 10% for me is different than 10% for you.
I'm in favor of it.
You would be in favor of it?
Yeah, because here's the deal.
Yeah.
I did it with my kids. I'm in the Big Brothers Big Sisters program. I'm a big brother, and I have been for 6.5 years.
Right.
So I have a little brother. He's got a mom, single parent, no dad.
Yeah. That's
okay. So I'm supposed to be, good influence. I know that's a scary thought.
That was it.
All my friends out there listening.
You saw me pause as I'm drinking like you. Just joking.
But here's the thing: when he's 11 years
old.
How
do you find time for this shit? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, I know, right?
So anyway, he's 11 years old.
So he's 11 years old when we meet.
Yeah.
He's getting C's and D's. And I said, okay, look, here's the deal. You get straight A's, $50. You get A's and B's, AB honor roll, $20.
Absolutely.
A's and B's and 1 C. I'll give you a little margin for error, $10.
Sure.
Okay. His grades improved instantly. The very next grading 9-week, 6-week period, whatever it is, semester. The very next report card, his grades, he had A's and B's.
Sure.
He would get an occasional C. He never got straight A's, which is fine.
Right,
But he got A's and B's. He got
I hear
AB
you.
honor roll. His grades would slip during progress reports. I'm like, you're missing out. You bring him back up. Every once in a while, he'd come in with 1 C. There's only 2 report cards that I can remember in 6.5 years where I didn't pay him any money, where he got a D or more than 1 C. So tell me that money's not a powerful motivator.
It's an absolute motivator, dude. And the thing is, it's funny you say that. You know, we have a lot in common, Phil, even the way we think, because I did the same thing to my children. That when my little girl started slipping, I told her, listen, I said a merit like that. A is $50, so and so and so and so. She brought home straight A's.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I started going broke. I was like, hey, all right, deal's off. Fuck this shit. Deal's off. I had to cut the deal. I had to tell her, you know what? I'm pulling a draconian rule where you either bring straight A's or not eating. There you go. Food's another motivator.
There you go. But
but like you said, you know,
okay.
it's
I wouldn't go to work if I didn't get paid.
right.
Okay, kids are going to work.
Sure, it's their job. That's their job.
Very few people will do things for the morality or the merit of it, or for the accomplishment.
Exactly.
They do it for the motivation.
Motivation.
Okay. Now, some people will do great things for altruistic methods. More power to them, but that's a very rare breed. Okay, most people have to have some sort of incentive or motivation. Kids, for the most part, are not going to learn for the honor of learning.
Of course not. No, who does?
They can't see in the future to when they're 20 and 30 years old.
They don't see the benefit of it. Definitely.
They can't. They can't
I
see
agree.
it.
No, but it's not the child's responsibility. It's the parent's responsibility.
Of course it is. But if you're getting you could rubber hose your kid into doing homework till midnight every night.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's only going to get you so far, I think.
Sure. But here's the thing. A lot of people don't know the way their kids learn. You know, my kid is just like me. He's hard-headed. When my little girl automatic pilot, she goes off, she does fucking straight A kid. My little boy is too, but the thing is, he hates, he's so fucking lazy. He's like me. I'll tell him to read his own, and he'll be sitting there for a half hour and not do shit. And I'll finally tell him, what have you read? Just 2 lines. My God damn it. You know, dude, I got so mad at him for not, and every time I'd punish him, I'd spank him, I'd starve him. One time I locked him in the garage inside the car while the car was running, dude. I'm just joking. Just kidding. That was a joke. But I mean, pretty close, dude.
Who are you? What am I doing here?
Right, until I said, whoa, this guy's not, I need to figure out how he learns. So what I had him do, I had him literally copy down, write down with hand everything I wanted him to read. So I don't care if it took him 30 minutes to write out 5 pages. He was going to write out 5 pages with everything the same: punctuation, commas, dotting the I's, crossing the T's.
That's a good idea.
And he would hate it. But I told him, if you miss a punctuation mark, a dot on the I or a comma, I'm tearing it up and you're starting over. And he was so fucking scared. He would always do it. But, dude, what happened, what I noticed, that when I told him, now you're going to read what you wrote, and then after that, we're going to fucking talk about it, you motherfucker. He's like, okay, Dad, okay. After he wrote it like 5 times, I already knew what it said. Anyway, so then he would tell it to me, and, dude, he knew everything. I was like, hey, good job. But I had to find out what my kid was learning.
This episode of Award-Winning Parenting 101 is brought to you by Colgate, where 4 out of 5 dentists recommend beating the shit out of your kid and calling him a motherfucker.
There's an old joke that goes, don't be afraid to hit your kid every day, because even if you don't know why, they do. Right? Oh, shit.
That was my dad's philosophy.
Oh, really? Yeah, that was an old one. Man.
Oh my god.
Hey man, well it's been an hour 10, dude.
All right. Well,
hey, thanks for being here, Phil. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Say hi to all my comedy buddies out there.
Dude, they love you, dude. And dude, I tell them that I invite you every Tuesday, and that you don't come out for whatever reason.
Al invites me all the time.
Absolutely.
But now you know why. I got to pick and choose my moments.
Yeah.
I'm definitely doing Coconuts, my next gig. I can't wait to do another Sam and Jabron and Adam show. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just doing it in moderation.
Cool. If anybody wants to get a hold of you, how do they get a hold of you? Who do they contact? Even
Google
if it's
me,
a person relaying a message.
Google me, go on my company webpage and send me an email.
Okay.
It's Philip at robinetengineering.com or philiprobinet@gmail.com is another email I have.
Cool.
Or you can just Google Phil Robinet and you'll see Robinet Engineering.
Very nice.
And there's a little email Chingasso there page.
Nice. Hey, can I put your picture on the cover of the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, fucking A.
Okay, so your picture.
Oh, by the way, I invented that phrase, fucking A, in case you didn't know.
Really?
I invented it. Yes.
I did not know you invented it.
I invented that phrase back in the 50s.
No shit.
Yeah, seriously.
How did you invent it?
It just came to me. I did fucking A, and it just kind of grew, kind of took off.
And then when you heard somebody else saying it, what did you feel? What did you...
Well, I said, where'd you hear that? They said, I heard somebody say it, and then I asked, I got asked around, and it turned out it just originated from me. It just kind of spread.
Dude, I've heard that in movies. You're telling me that movie, it just kind of... shit. Is this a joke?
No.
Dude, you're a master of words.
That's my friend.
You're a master of words. Not just of baiting, but of words as well.
Yes. I'm a masturbator.
No, I was just trying to do a play on words. I don't know. Since you like words, I don't know. Hey, man, thanks for being here, Phil. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Al.
There's a handshake right there.
We're shaking hands.
All right, my man.
I hope you washed your hands.
Oh, shit. I didn't. Did you?
All right,
man.
Saying,
hey,
bye.
Like I say to everybody, every episode, every end of my set. All right, guys, at the end of the night, all we want to do is relax, have a sandwich, and get laid. So please don't take shit from anybody. Don't give anybody shit either. And God bless everybody. See you all next time.
Adios.